Assalamu alaikum everyone, my dear friends and students. How are you all? Hope you all are sound and safe in your homes. I am Doctor and today I am sharing my new video of dentistry. Actually, it's part 2 of extraction series. In this video, we are going to discuss about the condition of patients in which treatment is either completely prohibited or we have to delay elective dental treatment. Contraindication to elective dental treatment is divided into systemic contraindication and local contraindication. Systemic contraindication is the general physical health of the patient. It includes disturbance in the vital signs of the body, either blood glucose level, blood pressure level, pulse pressure, respiratory rate, and metabolic processes, etc. These all vitals affect our treatment accordingly. Local contraindication include the unhealthy or diseased oral cavity. Systemic contraindication include diabetes, hypertension, pregnancy, cardiac diseases, and other diseases. Local contraindication include radiation for the cancer at the extraction site, tumor at the location, severe pericoronitis around the tooth which have to be extracted, and acute dentoalveolar abscess. Such conditions should be treated first before the extraction. Now, we have to decide what are the conditions which are relative contraindicated and what are the medical conditions which are absolute contraindications and how to manage such conditions on the dental sites. Number 1 is diabetes mellitus. Diabetes mellitus divided into two types, type 1 diabetic mellitus and type 2 diabetic mellitus. Type 1 is basically insulin dependent diabetes. It is an autoimmune disease in which pancreatic beta cells which are responsible for the formation of insulin are destroyed. Basically, this diabetes occurs in children or in the adolescent age. In this disease, the patient is completely dependent on the external insulin supply. The symptoms of such diabetes are polyuria, polydyspia, decreased weight, polypepsia, and late healing of the infection. Type 2 insulin diabetes is an insulin-independent diabetes. It mostly occurs in the obese patient above 40 years of age, and it is an hereditary type of diabetes. In this type of diabetes, there is the resistance of the receptors of the insulin on the cell. Insulin cannot get enter in the cell to perform its metabolic function. That's why glucose cannot convert it into glycogen and the blood glucose level increasing day by day. Management of the diabetic patient. Always given an early morning appointment because in the morning there is a peak level of the blood cortisol level. Cortisol increases the blood glucose in the patient and there is the less chances of hypoglycemia during the treatment. Avoid making lengthy appointments. It causes the stress and stress leads to hypoglycemia. Always use the anxiety reduction protocol before and during the treatment. Maintain the verbal contact with the patient during the treatment. Monitor vitality tests, especially the blood glucose level. Patient should eat a normal breakfast before surgery and take the usual dose of regular insulin. But if the patient is on NPH insulin, he or she should reduce the dose to the half. Advise the patient not to resume normal insulin level after the treatment until and unless the patient calorie intake will be normal according to its dose. Consult the physician if the patient is on an abnormal glucose level. Watch the signs of hypoglycemia during the treatment. Treat the infections aggressively by giving antibiotics to the patient. If the patient is poorly controlled diabetic, then pre and post antibiotics both should be. Now we should discuss the parameters of the diabetic patient which are contraindicated to treat. The fasting blood glucose level when it is above 180 mg per deciliter or the random blood glucose level is above 235 mg per deciliter or their HbA1c is above 8 to 9, then the patient is contraindicated to treat at the moment until the patient is well controlled on their diabetics. The most common encountered medical condition in the dental practice is hypertension. Hypertension refers to blood pressure that is consistently above 140 systolic and 90 diastolic millimeter of mercury for more than 6 months. Basically, hypertension is a chronic condition. Hypertension may have no cause. No cause hypertension is known as essential or idiopathic hypertension or may be associated with any primary disease. Such case is known as secondary hypertension. Management of hypertensive patient. If the patient is in the mild hypertensive condition, according to the American Society of Anesthesiologists, this is the grade 1 hypertension. In such patients, we have to only seek the primary care physician's guide of the hypertensive medications. There is no need to defer needed dental treatment of such patients. There is no need for special precautions and the routine dental care is performed. Moderate hypertension. 142 to 200 systolic pressure and 90 to 110 diastolic pressure millimeter of mercury. According to the ASA, it's grade 2. According to the dental procedure, we have to take some precautionary measures according to the patient's level of anxiety. Considering some type of sedation, or we have to also consider that we should delay elective dental treatment until the blood pressure is well controlled. But if we have to proceed with the dental procedure, we should take care of the epinephrine. Not used epinephrine more than 0.04 mg in the local anesthesia during a single day. We have to use stress reduction protocol, and when prescribing drugs, we have to take special considerate about avoiding the sodium containing IV solution. Rapid posture changes. One more thing that we have to consider about the use of aspirating syringe. We should be used aspirating syringe to give a local anesthetic, since epinephrine is the anesthetic given intravenously that can increase hypertension and precipitate dysrhythmias. Severe hypertension, that is more than 200 systolic and more than 110 diastolic according to the ASA grade 3. In such condition, the patient is contraindicated to treat. We have to defer the elective dental treatment until the end unless the hypertension is better controlled. Epinephrine is also contraindicated in an hypertensive patient with systolic more than 200 and diastolic more than 115 mmHg. Next there is the cardiovascular problems. This include angina pectoris, myocardial infarction, dysrhythmia, and congestive cardiac failure. Cardiac problems are due to narrowing of the blood vessels. The more the blood vessels get narrowed, more constricted, the more the problematic the condition will be, and the more precautionary measures we have to take care in the dental practice. Management of the patient with the history of angina pectoris. Number 1 and the most common is consult the patient's physician before the dental treatment. Use an anxiety reduction protocol. Maintain the verbal contact. Number 3. Have nitroglycerin tablets or spray readily available on the dental table. Use nitroglycerin pre-medication if indicated for the patients. Ensure profound local anesthesia before starting surgery. If we are planning the general anesthesia, then we have to consider the use of nitrous oxide sedation. We have to monitor vital signs very closely several times during the single treatment. Consider possible limitation of amount of epinephrine used. Never surpasses the amount over 0.04 mg. Maintain the verbal contact with the patient throughout the procedure to monitor the patient status. The next is the severe cases of the cardiovascular problem, that is myocardial infarction. The basic steps are same as that of the angina, but we have to delay any elective dental care procedures for 6 months since the myocardial infarction, because there are more chances of another infarcted attack during the 6 months. If the patient is at the congestive cardiac failure state, so we have to defer the treatment until the patient is medically approved, and we have to avoid the supine position. Pregnancy. Although pregnancy is not a disease state, but we have to take care of special precautions and special considerations when unnecessary. Oral surgery is required to protect the mother and the developing fetus. 2 years of oral surgical management with the potential for creating fetal damage are dental imaging with the X-ray radiations and drug administration. If it is impossible to perform oral surgical process properly without using radiography or medication, we have to defer any elective dental surgery until after delivery to avoid fetal risk. If we cannot defer the elective surgical process after the delivery, so first we have to consult the patient's obstetrician, and if the radiographs must be necessary to be taken, then we have to use proper lead shielding. Avoid the use of drugs with a teratogenic potential. Use local anesthetics when anesthesia is necessary. Use at least 50% oxygen if nitrous oxide sedation is used. But we have to avoid medications, treatment, anesthesia during the first trimester and the third trimester, because these are the most sensitive period of pregnancy. The safest period of pregnancy is the second trimester, and we should do all the dental treatments in that period. We have to avoid keeping the patient in the supine position for the long period of the time, because it compresses the vena cava and the aorta. And the last, we have to allow the patient to take trips to the restroom as often as needed, so the patient is in the less stress and anxiety. In these diagrams, you clearly see the proper light shielding and what affects the supine position and the sideline position for when in the pregnancy. Other diseases are end-stage renal disease, hemorrhagic diseases, congestive cardiac failure, hepatic failure, and chronic obstructive pulmonary diseases, and other diseases which cannot be managed or modified on the dental practice are contraindicated to treat at the movement until and unless the patient is well controlled and well managed. Hope you like my video and gain the knowledge which I want to provide to you. You must subscribe my channel to get notified when the next video